Open your personal drawer for a second. See that familiar little jar of Vaseline Clear? Clean. Harmless like a freshman sitting quietly in the front row. But here's the twist. It's practically a cousin of the gasoline you poured into your vehicle this morning. Yep. Same petroleum family. Just raised very differently. Sounds wrong. Doesn't it? Something you put on your lips every night? Born from the industrial sludge of the 19th century? And the strange part is this, without one slightly unhinged chemist. We might not even know what Vaseline is today. But wait! His madness isn't even the best part. The next chapter is where things get fun. Let's rewind to 1859. Titusville, the town where America's first oil rush exploded. Wells were drilled non-stop. Crude oil bursting upward like fountains. Wealth poured in. But so did something everyone hated. A thick, black, foul-smelling residue. Like fish left out for 3 days. Workers gave it a name full of resentment. Rod wax drilling rod sludge. Basically industrial trash. Every time it clogged a drill, the whole rig froze. People cursed it daily. Then something unbelievable happened. A few workers accidentally smeared the black goo onto small cuts and scratches. The wounds healed surprisingly fast, as if their skin suddenly got a 50% recovery buff. Rumors spread, and right on cue, an unemployed chemist named Robert Chesebro passed through Titusville, looking for a way to make a living. He heard the drillers gossiping about this black miracle and immediately grabbed a bucket to scoop up waste. This is where the real drama begins. Chesebro wasn't just collecting junk. He wanted to turn it into treasure, and the way he did it made absolutely no sense by the standards of his time. Back in his Brooklyn lab, he began a process that would make any colleague stare and ask one question: "Are you okay?" The sludge in front of him looked like asphalt and smelled even worse. Yet he was convinced something pure was trapped inside, waiting to be freed. Purifying petroleum residue. Back then, no centrifuges, no nanotech, nothing fancy. Chesebro chose something straight out of a horror film: bone char, bone black, made from animal bones. He heated the sludge, ran it through layers of bone black, filtered it again and again and again. The first result was brown. The second, lighter. By the 10th pass, a translucent gel appeared. Boom! A true plot twist moment. He named it Vaseline, a product that would eventually become a household staple. He believed in it so deeply that he ate a spoonful every day to prove it was safe. And the story gets even wilder. He lived to 96 years old. Nearly a century of life just to say, "See, I told you so." Of course, don't try the eating part. Modern doctors would probably schedule a psychological evaluation. But think about this. How does something born at the bottom of an oil refinery end up in your lip balm? From a detective's perspective, the story gets even more fascinating. Imagine I take you to a gas station. I scoop black residue from the bottom of a storage tank and tell you to rub it on your lips. You'd look at me like I lost my mind. Yet, you're basically doing that every night, just in a version that's been refined and beautified beyond recognition. Inside an oil refinery, crude oil is heated in a tower dozens of meters tall. Light molecules like gasoline rise to the top to fuel vehicles. The heavy, slow ones sink to the bottom. And after countless purification steps, those heavy molecules become Vaseline. What makes Vaseline safe isn't luck, it's hospital-grade refining, high-pressure filtration, vacuum distillation, and impurity removal leave behind only inert hydrocarbon chains. In simple terms, you're not putting gasoline on your face. You're applying a highly engineered chemical shield that the petroleum industry accidentally perfected. But here's something even crazier: how it works. A wax born from the bottom of an oil barrel melts the moment it touches your skin. Who programmed that? In the jar, Vaseline is firm like a dense jelly block. Touch it lightly, and it melts smoothly like butter hitting a hot pan. That sensation alone makes people addicted to using it. Like turning on air conditioning at 26 degrees Celsius on a blazing summer day. Picture this: billions of molecules inside the jar holding hands, forming a tiny, disciplined army. But their natural genetic code gives them a melting point, almost identical to human body temperature, around 37 degrees Celsius. The moment they meet your skin, the formation breaks apart. Once they let go, Vaseline spreads into a sealed barrier. Outside water stays out. The water, already in your skin, stays locked in. A silent, odorless mini moisture factory working with near-perfect efficiency. And here's the biggest surprise: Vaseline doesn't hydrate you. It simply traps the moisture you already have. The method is crude. But why hasn't anything replaced it in over 150 years? Because it works incredibly well. Which brings us back to the opening question: how did something born from petroleum waste become a skincare legend? The answer lies in a bizarre mix of science, luck, and the gentle madness of one chemist. If you enjoy stories where everyday objects hide darker, stranger histories than any TV drama, hit follow. The next story I'm planning is even more unsettling, something you think is harmless today, but was once invented from war waste. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.